Recording in progress.
Welcome, nerds, to the All Things Nerd podcast, your weekly dive into all things nerd. Chad, I hope you had a good week. And before we do some housekeeping, cheers.
Cheers. Nerd. All right,
There's
yeah.
an intro there.
There is an intro there. Yeah, so for that housekeeping, if you are a fan of this show, please like, share, subscribe wherever you find this podcast, whether it be video or audio form. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your loved ones. We're pretty funny sometimes. Also, if you want to become a premium subscriber, head on over to buymeacoffee.com/allthingsnerd. You get some behind the scenes, bonus content, extra stuff, member exclusive merch, depending on the level that you give at on a monthly basis. But you also, at any level, you get access to our pre-show warm-ups, where we have a drink, we talk, run on tangents. Sometimes it's nerdy, sometimes it's just about life. This week we kind of did our own pre-game for the Super Bowl. So yeah, that's at buymeacoffee.com/allthingsnerd.
Well, for our first topic, we're going to talk about Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. Episodes 3, 4, and 5. Because it was, it was the first 2 episodes dropped, and then they dropped 3 more. 3 more.
3 more.
Yeah. What do you think about this show so far?
I really like it. That's it.
Awesome. Very descriptive.
No, I really like it. I think the animation style is really cool. Yeah. I like that they throw in the thwip in, smack and stuff like that, just to give it a little bit more of that comic feel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I like also that it's the timeline of it, even though it's an alternate timeline, is still matching up with what that first, 6 months to a year of Peter Parker being Spider-Man was in the MCU as well.
Yeah. There's the airport scene from Civil War gets brought up. Obviously Spider-Man wasn't there for it in this timeline, but that is still happening at the same time. The Accords are a thing. Captain America, Iron Man, that's all relevant.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a really interesting show. There's a lot of really little details that I'm like, are they going to make that like a thing, or is it going to be just like a nod to that character? And then focus on something else. Like we talked about it last week. Nico, she's a witch.
Yeah.
Her mom is a witch. She stole her power from her mom. At least in Marvel Runaways, like that's what happens. And that necklace she's wearing, the purple one, not the choker, the purple one with the big purple gem on it. She keeps grabbing it, I've noticed, and like talking to it. So I think her mom is like, or I don't know if she's in there or if there's like a connection to her mom through that gem, but
yeah,
there's something going on there.
Yeah. And I mean, you also pointed out a theory that you might have about Norman and the battery thing from all of Doc Ock's things that we've seen.
There's like a shape, what did you call it?
A trapezoid.
Where
it's like a triangle, but like the tip of it was cut off. Where it's like longer on one side, kind of angled, and then...
Oh, yeah. Yes. Exactly. Sorry. And I noticed that on the boots of the couple that he was fighting, one had the gloves and one had the boots that made him like super fast. When Peter was like looking at the boot, um, they like zoomed in on that, and they showed Norman kind of go like, like he was looking at it, and then that was the end of it. But then in episode uh
4, I think,
two,
right?
3, 4, yeah, at the end of episode 4 when they show Norman gives Peter his like newest suit, which is the white and black or whatever. The briefcase that the suit is in has that same color and same shape battery
Huh.
when he like opens it. So I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
Again, I could be just pulling shit out of my ass here,
Yeah, just
but
grasping at
it
straws, like,
yeah, it seemed interesting to me at least. I know
yeah.
Marvel likes those little details and it seemed relevant. So let's see if it plays out.
Yeah. And instead of Ned being the guy in the chair,
Mm,
Harry
yeah.
becomes the dude at the desk.
The dude at the desk. I like it.
Yeah, because Peter comes back to Oscorp and starts talking to Norman, and Norman's like,
Well, like pulls his mask off.
yeah. And Norman's
Yeah.
like, yeah. And then there's Harry sitting at the table talking to his dad, and he's like, oh my God, you're Spider Man?
He had the moment that Ned had.
Yeah.
Like you're the spider guy.
From
Yeah.
YouTube.
Yeah.
No, I'm
Drops
not.
the
You were on the ceiling.
yeah. Yeah. There's some fun nods to characters. Obviously, like the leader of the opposing gang is the
Yeah.
gang name is the Scorpions.
Yeah.
It's the leader is the Scorpion.
Yeah, it's Matt Gargan.
No. Yeah. So that's kind of cool. They name Lincoln. They end up naming him Tombstone,
Yeah.
which we mentioned last week. That's who he is in the. But are they gonna actually turn them into those characters, or because it's a different timeline,
Yeah.
are they stuck as the characters they are right now?
That's a good question because I'm sure that, I mean, it was heavily hinted that the lizard, and we met Laura Connors,
Hmm.
um, and Matt Gargan, I mean,
Hmm.
they're already buying tech
Yeah.
from Otto. I'm sure that those ones will come too. I don't know about if in this first season, if uh, Lonnie will have any sort of transformation to give him, that bulletproof
Yeah.
skin and bulk him up
Right.
a bit. But maybe.
And then we also got kind of a gender swapped Rhino, only she wanted to be called the unicorn instead.
Well, the unicorn is from certain.
But
Uh,
they make a joke about it, or not a joke, but they like a rhino, and she's
yeah,
like, no,
like a
and she uses,
unicorn.
I think she uses like the Russian term for it, but I don't think they actually say unicorn. I don't remember, but yeah, I
She might
watch
have
it with the
said some.
subtitles
She
on.
might have said something in Russian first, and then it was reset
Yeah.
as unicorn
Oh, and
because.
then the big guy goes like a unicorn, and then yeah. But anyways, yeah.
And I think that
So,
even though that's not Alexi, I think that
mhm,
that dude is gonna be this universe's Rhino. I mean, like
Rhino.
with how
Yeah.
fucking
Oh,
big
he's a
he is.
fucking unit. Yeah. Just a refrigerator. Um.
And
Yeah.
he even steps up because the chick is trying to take down Spider-Man and knows that he's not going to let anyone get hurt, so she targets the big dude that's in
Mhm.
her prison escape gang,
Yeah.
and uses the tech to like shoot a beam at him, and Spider-Man jumps in the way. So then he like helps, kind of. He
kind
just
of.
more or less just doesn't help her anymore, so that they
Yeah.
can subdue
He
her.
takes her helmet off.
Yeah, and then it's like, just because I did this doesn't mean that I'm on your side. You know,
Yeah.
next time's a
Yeah,
different
I
story.
think he says like we're even, consider us even,
Yeah,
but if I ever see you again, like I'll kill you.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
something
It was
along those
cool.
lines.
The show is really good. Um fuck. There was a point I wanted to make about something. I can't remember it.
I mean, we do see Doc Ock.
Doc Ock, like old school
Yeah,
looking Doc Ock, like bowl
bowl
cut.
cut.
He looks like Nathan Fillion in James Gunn's Superman. Like
Guy
it's
Gardner, straight up.
yeah. Shirt cocking it.
But he doesn't have the arms yet, or at least that we
Well, that we
see.
know of. That we know of.
Yeah,
Yeah. Um yeah, it's really interesting. And like I said, the either Norman is working with him or Doc Ock is like stealing tech from Oscorp or something like that. I think that battery thing I brought up is gonna make sense later.
I
I could be
I
very
think so
wrong, but
too.
I think
Because also in like other iterations, uh, Octavius used to work for Norman, and then they
video,
split
video
ways.
game, PlayStation 4, Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was one of my favorite
That
iterations
lab
of.
even looks like the lab in Spider-Man 4 for the PlayStation or
Yeah,
Spider-Man 4 for PlayStation 4
yeah,
Spider-Man.
yeah,
Um, when you're doing your missions and you have to go back to Dr. Octavius's lab, the lab in this show looks like the lab on that video game.
yeah. And I mean that could just be like a nice nod, like
Yeah. Again, I don't know. It's a different timeline. We don't know. Neither of us know what to expect here.
yeah.
I don't fucking know.
I don't know either. I also really hope that they explore like the mentor mentee relationship between Connors and Peter Parker.
Even that's out the window right now. We don't
Yeah,
fucking know.
I know.
I hope they don't. I would like to see I would like to see a Peter Parker Doc Ock Octavius mentorship.
I just don't know how they would do that in this show, but I
Yeah,
also would
it's
like
very
that.
unlikely because he's already like under the wing of Norman.
Yeah, and
But we
Otto is
know,
already doing shady ass shit.
yeah. I think Norman is corrupt in this show. We just haven't seen it yet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it's he has to be, and I think that I'm guessing because you brought up that battery connection, which I didn't notice. Um, but because of that, I'm guessing that there's a connection between the two of them,
Mhm.
where Norman did some shady ass shit to get ahead.
They even pointed it out a little bit because Norman, while being like rich, and he's kind of like the I won't do it. Never mind. He's rich. He just doesn't have the know-how to do a lot of stuff. He's like, my tech people are the ones doing this, you know. But
Yep.
they kind of pointed it out in episode would have been 4 when Norman go into do not disturb mode and all this stuff like starts shutting down, the doors lock and blah blah blah. And Peter is like, "Wow, that's some serious tech." I think that Dr. Octavius is used to work for Norman, and he's the tech genius behind all of that shit, and that's why he's so pissed about Norman
He,
because they show him throw like a temper tantrum about Norman Osborn.
He could still also be like working like
Yeah.
at Oscorp, but he has like the side lab too.
Hmm.
Um,
Well, there was just a weird scene where he like got super pissed and he's like Norman Osborn. He like pounds his like fist on the desk or whatever. So I don't know if he works for him,
yeah,
but
that's a
like
good
maybe
point.
they were like business partners at some point, and Norman kind of just like stole all his ideas, and that's why
And pushed him
he's
out.
doing
Yeah,
what he's doing right now. Yeah. I I got some theories about it.
yeah. I mean,
We went through various suits to end up on a mid Spider-Man suit.
yeah. I mean, I. It almost looks like the anti Venom suit.
I was gonna say it looked like Gwen Stacy's like Spider-Gwen's suit,
Oh yeah,
only without the hood.
yeah. I can see that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, and they even went through like things that had nothing to do with the Spider-Man persona. I mean, Peter is even like, this thing's got a cape and a helmet. Who am I, Thor? Like,
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was a really bad design.
yeah, the Incredibles said it best: no capes,
Yeah.
because immediately he jumps off of something and the cape catches and he gets tangled.
And then he gets beat up with like a crowbar and a fucking 2x4.
Oh,
Yeah. That's some fun ones. Oh, and then the point that I was gonna talk about at the end of the would have been episode 5. Um, Peter is supposed to go on a date with Nico, only he doesn't know that it's a date. She's definitely um thinking it's a date. But he brings Harry with him, and there's a part where I told you about, but there's a part where he was like, I hope it's okay that I brought Harry, blah blah, and she's like, oh, it's fine. And then Peter and Harry go inside of the theater, and they're like, meet us at concessions. And she grabs the gem around her neck, and she talks to it, and she's like, it's gonna be okay, like. And then
yeah,
she goes in, and I just think there's something there.
yeah.
Yeah.
But also the question is, I mean, they're short episodes,
Hmm.
and there's only 6 more episodes, 5 more
Hmm.
episodes.
And they're dropping them 3 at a time, right?
Yeah, well, I think next week will be three, and then the following week is two for
Ah,
the finale.
finale.
I think there's more episodes than that now that I'm saying that, because I could have
Mm.
sworn that it ends like the first week of March. Friendly name of Holland Spider-Man. Episodes. Oh no, there's only 5 left. So it'll be 3 of them next week, and then 2 the following week.
Nice.
Maybe I was getting the Invincible episode drop schedule confused, because I think they're also going to be doing a couple of episodes at a time each week.
Mm-mm. Looked at it today.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's got it like it has all of the episodes like up there. And if you like scroll over to it, it says which day it's gonna release, and it's weekly.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Then I don't know where I got that thought. Totally fine. Sweet.
Yeah. Anyways, the show is dope. I don't know. I don't have a clever.
I,
I don't
I,
have
I
a
tried to
clever
drag
thing.
it out because I thought maybe you were working on
I,
something.
I was working on something, but nothing really made sense.
Speaking of not making sense. Sorry.
um, we're gonna talk about Crybaby Craig's hot sauce. It's a pickled habanero and garlic hot sauce. It's our title sponsor. Craig is the best. We love him. He does a lot for us. And listen up, and we'll tell you more about it.
Hey, you nerds. Do you love spice? Supporting small businesses? What about enhancing the flavor of your favorite foods? If you said yes to any of those, our good friends over at Crybaby Craig's have the perfect solution for you. Crybaby Craig's is a pickled habanero and garlic hot sauce that goes perfectly with your favorite foods, adding the perfect amount of spice and enhancing the flavor of everything it touches. Started in Minneapolis by Craig back in 2012, Crybaby Craig's has become a Minneapolis and Minnesota staple in the sauce world. So head over to crybabycraigs.com and order yours today.
Okay, friends, it is time for Trivial Nerd Suit. This week's question is for Chad and provided by me. That's Jake. If you would like to submit a question to try and stump one of us, please reach out to us on our website over at www.allthingsnerdpod.com/trivial nerd suit and use the contact form. Just mention who the question is for. This goes through a third party, so neither of us can cheat. If the question is for Chad, reach out to me. If the question is for me, reach out to Chad.
Yeah.
Make sense? Bet. Chad, are you ready?
Bet.
Okay.
Yes, I am.
Here we go. Bam. Since his introduction, did you get it?
Yes.
Okay. Since his introduction in 1962, how many different colors of the Hulk are there? Bonus points if you know the color of the original Hulk.
Well, I know the color of the original Hulk was gray. Now, are we talking about just Bruce Banner's Hulk? Or just Hulks in general?
Hulks in general, how many colors are there?
Shit.
There is there is, there is a hint, but it's not great, and that's why I put the bonus in there.
Well, give me the
You got
Give,
the bonus right, so that's redeemed if you get this.
give me the
I
give me
didn't
the
know how
hint.
to, and it's more than 10, less than 20.
Oh, son of a bitch.
I didn't know how to
As I was counting
code
on my
that.
hand, I got to 5. Shit. 13.
It's really close, actually.
Yeah?
It's 11.
Okay.
And I wrote them down. And that's why when I was like, I should have left that screen up so that if you didn't believe me, I could have like broke down each one. But then I was like, I don't think we need to spend that much time on this question. But there are 11 different Hulks. Green, obviously.
Yep.
Gray,
Yep.
red, orange, yellow, blue, purple, silver, black, white. And then the last one, I said it while I was writing it down, and I was like, that seems weird. Uh, it's skin tone. So he didn't
Oh,
actually change in color of skin, but his hair would turn green.
weird.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yep. Just
Okay.
showing my fucking tax forms to all of our viewers.
Woo!
11.
Wow. Okay.
It was really cool, actually. That's why I'm annoyed with myself that I closed the screen. If not, I wouldn't want to like break it down like over this. But if nothing else, it would have been fun to send to you so you could have seen what I was looking at. And I'll find it when we're done here so you can see
Yeah.
it. But and it breaks down which Hulk is who, what that power means. Like it was really cool. It was like a really cool breakdown.
That is really cool.
Yeah. That's
Well,
it.
I
I would say
got a
that
part right.
with the bonus, I think I think you're pretty close to right. So that's why I put the bonus in there because I was like, I don't even think I knew that answer because there
Yeah,
was
I
a
got
couple
to
in there.
5.
I knew more than five, but I didn't know 11.
Yeah.
So like
I
when
got
I was like reading
gray,
through them, I was like,
green,
fuck.
red, purple, and yellow.
Yeah. And the only reason I did Hulk was because Amadeus Chow in Spider-Man. I try to keep my questions like relative to what we're currently watching and talking about.
Yeah,
So, yeah,
I try to do the same. Not
yeah,
always, but sometimes.
yeah.
Well, let's move on to nerd news. But
Boom.
just as a reminder, if you want to try and stump one of us, and if you do stump one of us, you can win some pretty cool shit from us. Depending on how long we go unstumped from our listeners, will determine how badass of a prize you win. We haven't ironed out the details, but submit your questions first. Okay, nerd news. A trailer dropped for a movie called In the Lost Lands. It's Batista, Mila Jovovich,
Jovovich.
Jovovich. Thank you. Um, Post-apocalyptic. It's from the people that did the Resident Evil movies. Um, it looks interesting. I'll see it. It looks Resident Evil meets Book of Eli with a little bit of Rebecca Ferguson from Dune.
Yeah, I don't have a ton of interest in this movie. I'll watch it though when it's free to watch.
I mean, probably
The
soon, but
the Resident Evil movies were just the first one I thought was so good. And I was like, yo, this is fucking dope. Everything after that was so fucking
just
ugh.
trash. I didn't
Ugh.
mind the second one, but it fell off very quickly after that. I saw the third one and I was like, this is trash, and then I
There's
stopped.
there's just so many adaptation like there's been so many whether it's a cartoon, a TV show, obviously the most recent with Reddick, and then the movie Lance Reddick,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. RIP. And then the movies, there's just been no actual fucking like s accurate storyline to the games that we played.
Some of like the computer graphic ones, like those ones are
Yeah.
they're closer.
We're supposed to be getting a remake that is going to be like spot on to the video games, live action. I want to see that. I remember, I mean, I must have been in fucking like second or third grade, second or third. It was before I moved to the trailer park.
Hmm.
So yeah, second or third grade, playing it. I didn't have a Sony PlayStation, but I played it at a friend's house at a sleepover. And we played that game, the first one ever. Um, and it was fucking terrifying. You go up through the field into the mansion, and you can hear the zombie just like munching on somebody, but you don't really know what's going on yet until you
Hmm.
get up there and the zombie's just like eating somebody. You know what I mean? Do you know
Yeah.
what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like, and that scared the shit out of me when I was a kid, even though it was the worst pixelated thing in the entire world.
Yeah.
But back then it was like these are, oh my God, it's so real looking, you know?
Yeah.
Uh, it was terrifying. I barely slept that night. I was fucking, I want that in live action.
Yeah, and also, I mean, I hope that if we do get that in live action, that they downplay how powerful flashlights are to give you that creepy
Mm.
video game feel. Every video game has done this, with if
Yeah.
you have a flashlight, it's very narrow. It doesn't actually like light up
Yeah.
everything like a real flashlight does. It's very like focused,
Yeah.
and you could do so much with that.
I'll let you take this next one because I haven't actually seen any of it and I don't want to talk about some I haven't seen.
Okay, so yeah, so the development team that brought us the Spider-Man games, Insomniac, are working on a Wolverine video game, and I saw a clip of some gameplay that was released, and it looks sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not X-Men Wolverine, like no suit, jeans and a flannel, but it looks so fucking rad.
Did they
With
make it for us poor folk that don't have PlayStation 5?
Uh, as of right now, no.
Oh, okay. Cool.
But it might end up on Game Pass eventually, or I don't know. I don't know what their licensing agreement is because Insomniac Spider Man is only for PlayStation, so
Fuckers.
you can come over and play it. It's fine.
uh, this is a big one. We got our first actual trailer, not teaser trailer, for Fantastic Four, the movie. Pedro Pascal,
Yeah, the first
Joseph Quinn,
steps. Mm.
Vanessa Kirby,
Mm.
and the guy's name that I cannot pronounce, Iban
Ivan Bosrock? Mosrock?
Basharak, the guy cousin from the Bear.
Ivan Mas Bakrak.
Mas Bakrak. I'm just gonna go Boss Rock, like boss and then rock, like a stone. Like my boss at
Get it?
work, stone, Boss Rock.
Yeah.
If I'm mispronouncing it, I'm sure he'll tell me we're good friends. Um,
Because you good friends but can't remember his name.
Iban Masrock, Boss Rock. Fuck!
Ivan Mas Bakrak.
Oh, his name is hard. Like me right now.
Ooh,
Uh,
like the thing.
dude, the trailer looks sick.
Yeah,
Sick. We get a little bit of a very small tease of Julia Garner, Silver Surfer. Or was that in the fake one I sent
that
you?
was in the fake one that you sent
That
me.
was in the fake, so we don't see her.
No,
Okay. Mm.
way to go.
I have a shotgun in my closet actually.
Hang
Uh,
on, be right
we
back. I'm
do,
gonna go see what that
but we
tastes
do get
like.
to see. Huh?
What?
What'd you say?
I said, hang on a second, be right back. I'm gonna go see what that tastes like.
Yeah. I mean, it looks cool. We get to see Galactus,
Mm-hmm.
kind of. You see like the back of his head,
Mm.
you know? Yeah. And he's just eyeing up the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we do see the Baxter Building with the launch
Yep.
pad. Um,
Mm-hmm.
according to New York maps, it's right where the UN building actually is.
Yeah. We also get to see the Fantasticar
Yeah,
in the trailer. Yep. Was it what's the fucking robot's name? Herbie?
Kirby.
Kirby?
I thought it was Kirby
Um,
as like a nod.
sure. And then um we get to see they don't really there's not a ton of talking. You don't get it we get to see Johnny Storm flame on, but you don't hear flame on. I hope we get to hear that.
I do too.
Um we also get to see a clobbering time, but you don't hear it. I
Yeah.
hope he says it. Um Dude, it looks awesome.
Yeah.
And they fucking nailed fucking the thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
The fucking eyebrow, like from the old school cartoons, it
Yeah.
looks so cool.
Now what we absolutely need at some point is the Thing and Hulk fucking matchup.
Yes.
Even if it's briefly and they're like, "Oh, actually we're on the same side. Let's work together." You
Yeah.
know.
Bigger jaws.
Uh yeah, exactly. I need to see that fucking interaction.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
And what's interesting is the only person that we don't see use their powers is Reed.
Yeah, no stretchy.
No.
That's okay.
But we do see as he's like working on a blackboard doing science stuff, um, he's like researching wormholes.
Yes, the fucking enter here. I saw that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, I imagine we're gonna end this movie because this is in like this like 1960s
Yeah.
on a different timeline, so they're like more advanced, blah blah blah. But this is going to end up in the our MCU timeline
Yeah.
eventually. Yeah. Um, I
And
don't know.
there is a quick small scene in the trailer where there's like missiles going, but there's like a gap in like the fire and smoke, and it looks like the sacred timeline, like that we see in Loki.
Hmm, interesting. There's, I mean, yeah, this is part of it. Okay. Uh, there's rumor to be that Jonathan Majors will reprise his role. I don't know if it's going to be in this movie or an Avengers movie or whatever. Um, but am I jumping? I'm getting ahead of myself.
No, you're
Well,
fine.
I think it's part of this
I mean,
because
it ties
there's
into Doomsday.
there's rumor that Doomsday is supposed to be in this movie.
Hmm.
Like whether it's the end credit scene or just like a small scene, like blah blah blah. But Jonathan Majors is supposed to reprise his role as Kang, and Doomsday, RDJ as Doomsday, is going to kill the Council of Kangs just to wrap up that storyline,
Hmm.
and then make Doomsday be the new big bad Thanos level threat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to. You can't just like leave that Kang
Yeah.
storyline open.
You kind of could because, like, I mean, there was the end credit scene where there was like the Council of Kangs,
Hmm.
but like the Kang from Ant-Man got fucking carried away, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. You could realistically just let it die, but you should wrap it up, I guess.
Yeah.
Don't be a fool. Wrap your tool.
We did get a trailer for the new Jurassic World Rebirth.
Hmm.
I'm actually excited for this one. I mean, I'm skeptical and hesitant, but it has like Lost World vibes, like original trilogy.
Yeah. See, I thought we talked about this. I thought it had Jurassic Park 3 vibes, and it made me not excited about it.
that's that's fair. I mean, I can see a
There's
little
just
bit of that too, but
there's all this fucking shit going on with obviously dinosaurs, and there's always a reason like, oh my God, we have to go back to the island instead of just fucking leaving it alone or just fucking nuking that fucking island, right?
yeah,
And then are they completely ditching everything with because this isn't a different storyline. This is a continuation from the Chris Pratt stuff, right? So are we just like disregarding the clone shit? Because the little girl was cloned in
yeah,
the
or the
last,
fact
like,
that
like,
there's dinosaurs in the United States and
yeah, I
Canada. And
just don't understand. I don't know. I feel like this just needs to be not a soft reboot, but like a if you're gonna do this, just reboot the whole goddamn thing. Start from scratch. Do it a different way. You know, don't follow the same formula that the first one did. Like that would be boring, you know.
yeah,
But if you're gonna do it, there's too many loose ends.
yeah,
There's too many loose ends. And if you're not gonna,
it's just getting Fast and Furiousy,
yeah, it's you're
Furiousy.
just bringing too much. And I imagine what they're gonna do with this movie is they're just gonna like ignore all of that and be like, this is just a dinosaur movie. But at the same time, there's supposed to be a bigger Jaws in this movie. It's like a mutated fucking dinosaur that they genetically, and it has like 6 limbs. Have you seen or read any of this?
No,
Good. Yeah, they didn't
oh
show it in
god,
the trailer, but there's like a bigger, scarier, like monster dinosaur that's not a T-Rex that is the main villain of this movie, and it's just like you guys stop.
stop.
Stoposaurus Rex, you know?
Like you could realistically, especially with Jurassic World Rebirth as the name,
Mhm.
let this be in place of the Jurassic World first one.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
let it be a continuation from like the original three, and just take it in a different direction. But like this,
See, I've sorry, I didn't
yeah.
mean to shut.
Oh,
Okay.
just
No,
the just why they're already fucking dinosaurs. Do you need a bigger Jaws?
Yeah.
A T-Rex is fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
Ah,
But they already did like the Indominus Rex, which is so they already introduced like a bigger, scarier dinosaur than T-Rex. So if this is a continuation. Now we have to go even bigger than Indominus Rex. You know what I mean? Like, and
pretty
that's where
pretty
I'm like
soon
annoyed with
they're
this.
gonna ride a T-Rex into space, and Ludacris will be there.
Yeah, in a car in swimsuits,
Yeah, Daewoo
or scuba suits. Sorry.
Daewoo Dotson, motherfucker.
Yeah, it's getting so ridiculous. Yeah, it's if you were gonna make a continuation out of it. I would rather like to explore the fact that people, because I thought it was interesting at the end of the last movie, and Jeff Goldblum's like, is Jurassic like world. Like we just live with these dinosaurs now. We have to coexist.
Yeah,
I would like to see a continuation of that, of people trying to survive in like
Eugene.
rural rural areas with like dinosaurs rather than like quick just all of your problems would be solved if you guys just stopped going back to that fucking island.
Yeah,
Nuke the fucking island and be done with it. And there's always like some dumb reason they have to go back,
yeah.
and
This
it's
one is
like
to find the cure for cancer.
yeah, it's like this isn't lost. We have to go back. Like fucking
Turns out they were dead the whole time. Fucking
yeah,
dumb
just
show.
stop. It's so dumb. I love ScarJo. I love Jurassic Park. In the nicest way possible. Even though those movies have annoyed the shit out of me because they're just getting very Fast and Furious,
Hmm.
um, they're still entertaining.
Yeah,
I still watch them. Who doesn't want to see a fucking dinosaur fucking chomp somebody in half? You know what I mean? Better idea. Make that shit R-rated and fucking go go fucking nuts, dude. Let's start ripping heads off and shit. Like, let's go there.
it's what they need to do if they actually do a real reboot.
Yeah.
Because now there's too many kids that are like, oh my god, like little kids that have seen these movies and shit like that. Like you can't
I
take
I
that hard of a
remember
turn,
when
you
I
know?
was a kid watching the very first Jurassic Park movie.
Mm-hmm.
T-Rex gets out of the cage in the rainstorm, the Jeeps are broken down, the goat leg lands on the fucking window, the fucking T-Rex fucking bites that dude who's hiding in the toilet and
Yeah,
fucking eats his ass, dude. That shit was terrifying when I was a
yeah,
kid. Let's do that. Quit trying to make the bigger jaws scary fucking. There's a bigger deformed DNA dinosaur out there that's even scarier. Just
right.
fucking take it back to the basics. Make it a scary dinosaur movie. Dinosaurs are terrifying
Yeah,
coexisting with people. You don't need to do all this bigger shit. Just make them fun dinosaur movies again. Like, god damn it.
yeah.
So,
I loved the first two. The third
will
one,
I
yeah, whatever.
third one was trash. Sorry, Sam Neill. I love Sam Neill,
Yeah,
but no, it was bad. Second one was awesome. When
yeah,
they're running through the field and all you can see is the raptors like tails
yeah.
sticking out of the tall grass. That was scary, dude.
The
Shit's scary, dude. Sorry.
no, let's move on though.
Oh my cool. Am I
Yeah.
supposed to move on? Oh fuck. Oh yeah. Russo Brothers, Infinity War. Oh shit. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, what
I
are
didn't
you
know how to
talking
write
about?
it down.
No, it's okay. I saw this thing. I can't take credit for it. I thought it was really cool. I think it's something that both Marvel and specifically the Russo brothers did really well. Was foreshadowing little tiny details that like made a big impact later on. And I mean, Endgame happened when fucking God, like
2018,
6 7 years ago. How? No, it wasn't that long ago.
2018, 2019,
Yeah,
probably 2019.
yeah. But anyways, there's this part. So those of you listening, there's a part where at the end of Endgame, Thanos is just sitting on a stump or a stone or something like that. He's just playing with a rock. and that's when the big three, Thor, Captain America, and Iron Man, approach him, and he's just like waiting for them. Um, a very cool little detail from Infinity War when um, Doctor Strange has seen the 14 or 4 million fucking different outcomes of the future of this fight. He knows that there's only one that they win. And when it's the Guardians of the Galaxy and Tony Stark and Spider-Man and Doctor Strange ambush Thanos, while Doctor Strange is sitting there waiting for Thanos to approach him, he's sitting down and playing with the stone. And this is because he's seen the one version of their future where they won the fight, and he's kind of like taunting
Yeah.
Thanos. It's fucking dope.
I
I never noticed it until fucking like 3 days ago. I watched something on TikTok and I was like, "Oh, are you fucking kidding me?" And I
Yeah,
told you
that's
about it like
so
today. Yeah,
genius.
yeah, I love that.
Well, Captain America: Brave New World comes out this week,
Hmm.
which is going to be super sweet.
Hopefully,
Hopefully, I got my tickets. Ticket, it's just me and one person. I'm going to go see it Thursday night.
that
Um, I can't do that.
I can't either. I'm excited about it. I hope it's gonna be good. We get a version of one of the Hulks that. Oh, I didn't even realize that. Ah, dude, I nailed it with my question this week. Uh, we get a different color Hulk in this Harrison Ford, um, Thunderbolt Ross. Yeah,
Hmm.
Red Hulk.
Red Hulk.
Fuck yeah, man. I'm stoked
He's
for
like
it.
fiery and shit.
Yeah, he's hot to the touch.
Speaking of hot to the touch, I'm just kidding.
We're gonna talk again about our sponsor. Fuck, we should have done that one first.
Well, and then you told me about this. I honestly never watched Buffy, but there's a revival series coming out,
Yeah,
supposedly.
yeah. Apparently all the main characters are coming back. Sarah Michelle Gellar, James Marsters, not to be confused with James Marsden. Um, I don't know if David Boreanaz has signed on, but he played Angel. He was like the in the original, and then he had his spin-off show called Angel.
What? No, I'm just kidding.
What? Yeah. So, but apparently there's a revival series in the works.
Okay.
And I know that even though I wasn't a huge Buffy fan, I loved the movie with
Yep.
yep, that one. Got it. The shit whatever. Hold on. Anyways, I liked the movie. The movie was funny. It wasn't supposed to be like a serious thing. Um And then the TV show came out and they made it like a drama and it was very dramatic and blah 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 blah. But the movie was hilarious. It was like a 80s movie. It was fucking hilarious. Um
Oh, that was before the show?
yeah,
Oh.
and it's great. Ben Affleck is in there. Very small role. He plays a basketball player that's kind of a dick. Um
That tracks?
yep. No, why did you do this? Movie. I typed in Buffy the Vampire Slayer and it just pulled up the actual TV show. God damn it. Christy Swanson, my fucking god. Whew. Sorry everybody for the wait on that one. And it was 1992, not the 80s, but close enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Donald Sutherland, Luke Perry, Hilary Swank, David Arquette, Paul Rubens. Jeez, there was a lot of people in there. Thomas Jane was in that? Get the fuck out of here. Been a long time. Been a long, long time. Anyways, revival series for the TV show. Um, and that's interesting. There was a very big following for that show. I remember, even though it wasn't like something I was into, but I remember a lot of like kids in school were always talking about it and shit like that. So
Hmm.
yeah, good for them. Sarah Michelle Gellar hasn't had work since like fucking Scooby Doo. So
Yeah,
power to you.
she's
Power to
just
you.
coasting and living her life with Freddie Prinze, you
Yeah,
know? Junior. That'd
not his dad for
yeah,
sure. No.
be weird.
We already tackled the Jonathan Majors thing, so
Do you wanna?
oh,
Do you wanna? No. Okay.
nah, I think we talked a lot here. We can probably just
Okay. Yeah. Let's just
uh,
move on to our next topic. Okay, everyone.
that's
Now,
great, Chad.
you motherfucker. Well, now we're going to talk about Invincible, season 3, episodes 1, 2, and 3.
Mm,
Spoiler alert,
hmm.
as always, but that's enough time.
Yeah.
Fuck, I was so excited for this show.
Oh,
I mean, I'm still excited. Don't that made it seem like I was let down. No, I was so excited and it fucking pulled through.
no, yeah, it's fantastic. Um, there's like one thing, and I just think it's funny now. It doesn't bother me at all, especially because it means that the seasons are going to come out faster. But now that I know, and if you're watching this show, pay attention. The background people don't move. That's that's what they were having trouble with between season one and season two was animating like every like background thing. So they were like, if you want these seasons to come out faster, we can definitely do that, but we have to like make measures to like. And I think we talked about it last season because they started it last season.
Yeah, and they
But
even
yeah,
like poked fun at it.
yeah. But there is if you watch it like right now, it's just like somebody walks in a room or they're sitting down at like a diner or something like that, look at the background people. They do not move. The
Oh god.
voices are there, like background chatter, like chit chatter,
Yeah.
and fucking like you can hear like specifically like when Mark's mom is on a date with Paul, and you can hear people like eating, like you can hear their like glasses tinging in the background and shit
Yeah.
like that, but they don't fucking move.
Oh my god.
It's hilarious.
And I watched episodes 2 and 3 twice because the first time I got a little
Had
toasted.
they
But
just not told us that they were gonna do that, I don't think anybody would have fucking noticed.
no, because that's what I guess that's very common in animation.
Yeah, so fucking funny.
But I never noticed it before they pointed it out, and then I kind of
Yeah,
forgot about it,
so I
and
just
so
pointed it out.
until I didn't notice it as I watched literally both episodes 2 and 3 twice.
Oh God, I noticed it like crazy, but only because they pointed it out. Like I never would have. I don't care. The show is fantastic. If it gets our seasons to us faster, let's fucking go. I'm with it,
Hmm.
110%. Um,
And I mean, the season starts strong,
real strong,
like
veiny strong.
triumphant, you know. Fuck.
Why is everything about penis with you, Chad?
I don't
My
know.
God. Uh, I know.
No. Woo! uh,
Now I'm there. We should have started at this point of drunk.
oh, we wouldn't have made it
Uh,
this far if we started here. Because I know
fuck.
me. Oliver gets his powers, and he's like a 10-year-old.
Mhm. He's a
Um,
little shit.
oh my god, such a little
Oh,
shit.
he's a little shit.
Little dickhead.
Little fucker. He is so. He does. I mean, and I'm sure I'm in for this in like 8 years, but that motherfucker don't listen to nobody. They're like, stay here. And he's like, okay. I'm going in. And like, it's like, what are you doing? Why'd you do that? And he's like, oh, I thought I was helping. And it's like, I told you to stay here. Yeah, like, and it's 3 episodes of that basically. It's
Yeah.
he's gonna be a problem.
And like he has no empathy. Like
Like his
he's
Faja,
yeah, like he's just an apathetic prick.
he killed 2 people, and he was just like,
But
they're less than me. Why do I care?
yeah, they're bad. They're
Yeah.
insignificant. They can't hurt anyone ever again.
Hmm.
Very
They-
Punisher-esque also. Like,
Yeah. But they keep like trying to like have these like conversations with him, like, you understand this, right? And he's like, yeah, I understand. I'm sorry. And like puppy dog eyes them. They're like, oh, family hug. But like he doesn't get it. You guys are just falling for it.
I think that
I
there's
haven't. I stopped reading. I stopped reading. I started reading a very big chunk of my volume 2, and I
yeah.
stopped reading it before the show came out because I didn't want to ruin it for myself. So I don't know what's gonna happen with Oliver. I don't know if he's gonna be a good guy, bad guy, or if he's gonna age out because he's aging faster than he should. I don't know what's gonna happen with
Well,
him.
they also
Uh,
said I think her name in the show is April, the nanny,
mm-hmm.
is basically said that, once he hits puberty, it should slow down.
Ah,
So maybe, and we know that there's 2 different voice actors that are voicing
mm-hmm.
Oliver this season. But also, like, I I don't know how to like truly feel about his character because right now I'm like, wow, what a little dick. But like, he's also like a year old in
Yeah,
all
yeah,
seriousness. So
yeah.
like, he grew up so quickly that like learning empathy and shit like that from the people around him didn't happen.
Yeah.
Because he grew up to where he could make those independent thoughts so much faster than that moral base could be
Mm-hmm.
built. Um, I would hate for him to become a villain, and have Mark have to face off against him. I think that would be
I think that would be dope.
it would well, yeah, it would be sweet, but it'd be like super heartbreaking.
Yeah. Like you said, he's only known him for like a year. Uh, sorry. My relationship with my brother is not great, so I'm the
Projecting a
one with
little
the
bit.
lack. I'm the one with the lack of empathy here.
I think that's him still.
Uh, sorry, mom.
Nate.
Fuck, man.
Sorry, I
And
shouldn't have used his name. I'm so sorry.
oh, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. But one of the bigger things that happens in these 3 episodes is that Mark finds out that Cecil not only is working with bad guys that they've stopped, people that have murdered people, but he also finds out that Cecil put a implant in his brain so that he
Yeah.
can control him. And Mark goes fucking off, dude.
Yeah. Goes a bit feral, if you will.
Yeah. Ugh, I hate that word. You and you fucking know why.
I
Yeah.
know.
I
It's
hate
only
that
because we've
fucking
referenced him a couple of times.
word. But I gotta be completely honest with you. I don't necessarily disagree with Cecil.
No, I mean, he's taking the Batman approach to the Justice League, having
Mm-hmm.
contingencies. But I also think that Cecil was a little too quick to jump
Go
to,
on the defense.
code red. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like he instead of trying to de-escalate and talk to Mark and be like, "Hey, this is what we did," because they rehabilitated Dr. Sinclair and
Mhm.
Nightwing 2 or Darkwing.
Darkwing.
Yeah, Nightwing
Da-
is.
Darkwing Duck.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, I forgot about that show.
This is the best show.
I know, it was fucking great. That and DuckTales. Woo. Um, like, but also, uh, it's episode 2 where we see a bunch of flashbacks with Cecil,
Mm,
and he was in that exact same position, and he reacted the exact same way that Mark
that
did.
Mark does, yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
like, how that's so fucking hypocritical.
Yeah.
Like, you know how that felt?
Well, I think they're trying to show that he has been in that scenario and knew that that didn't work.
What? Elaborate.
I think that they were trying to show that he was as arrogant as he calls Mark multiple times in that episode, as arrogant as Mark was in that position. And then now that Cecil has stepped into like the bigger role, the bigger shoes, that he knows now through like a seasoned career that you can't be that way.
Yeah,
You have to be like a
more
hardened,
flexible.
yeah.
Can't be
And
black
and
and
he even
white.
says it. He even says it when Donald, which is hilarious that that's that the grown up version of Bobby Hill.
I
Uh,
see. I can't unsee it.
I can't either.
I don't know
Uh,
you. That's my purse.
he's like, what do we do about Invincible? And he's like, we can't be. What is he? What's the quote? We can't be the good guy
And save the
and
world.
save the world. And he just kind of walks away. So, uh, I get where Cecil's coming from, especially with what Omni Man did. Like
Yeah,
someone who has the same power that Mark has, they wouldn't have any way to fucking stop him, right? Like,
and
so
they
I get
even
it.
in episode 1 they show how much they're pushing Mark, and they even say like his strength grew 135%.
Yeah.
You know, his speed is up 67%. You know, shit like
Oh, and
that.
I love. Oh, they put this tiny little plug in there too, because Cecil's like, is he strong enough to beat that girl that came here 3 months ago and made us all shit our pants? And he's like, I think so, but she implied someone worse is coming. Threg.
Yeah.
Yeah. I cannot wait for that. That's got to be like season finale.
The question is, how much of Nissa do we get this season, and do we get that
No, because that should have happened
already?
in that interaction.
Oh, pussies.
I don't think they're going there.
I mean, it's probably for the best
Yeah.
if we're being
That's a
honest, but
yeah. There's a grapeable scene and I could probably pull you have it too. I was gonna say I could probably pull the book out and find it.
I mean, you can get to yours much faster than where the fuck? There.
You can do it. Yeah.
I
I'm
found
not
it.
going
I'm the
I'm not
world's
going
greatest
to,
detective.
but yeah.
A
Fuck
is
you.
for Alfred. B is for
B
bat.
is for bats. But yeah,
You motherfucker.
anyways, they are hinting that Thrag is coming, and Thrag is like v- like the big bad.
The Viltrum, right? The Viltrum.
He is he. I don't think he is. He is for this book. He's the big bad. I don't think he's the big bad for book 3. Haven't read it. Stopped reading book 2 because I don't want to ruin anything for myself. Um, but he's the big bad in this book. In this book would be probably 2 seasons, I imagine. And
Well,
book
I
3 they'll
mean,
probably stretch into 3.
that's a good point because you said like 8 to 10 is what they're
Eight
hoping
to
for.
10. Yeah. So on the short end, 8. So we're at 3 right now.
Yeah,
5, 6,
and
and
there's a
then
couple
do
of things
3.
because you don't have Compendium 1, you just got Compendium
Yeah.
2.
Yep. Because I had already seen, Yeah.
Yeah,
My
but
introduction to Invincible was on Amazon. And
yeah,
I was like,
same.
this is dope. I want to buy this. And then I was like, I already saw this. So I'm going to buy 2 for now. I'll go back for
Yeah,
1
you
later.
flip
But yeah.
through a lot of it. But I noticed that like the baseball catch scene from episode 1, that's like 150 pages left of Compendium 1. So some it's not as linear. They're kind of jumping around a little bit
Yeah.
for storytelling, which is fine. Um,
Yeah.
but so they could probably get 2, maybe 3 seasons out of Compendium 2, especially with how quickly it's fucking ramping up.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Then
We got a very tiny bit of Alan and Omni-Man. I wanted way more. But
oh
it did show a little more compassion from Omni-Man.
yeah,
Like he didn't want Alan to die.
yeah, because it's the only person he can talk to for
Mm,
one.
yeah.
But
And he is like, "You're strong enough to break us out of here." And Alan's like, "Maybe you're right, but I'm not leaving here without you." And Omni-Man's being a stubborn bitch about it, and he's like, "Well, I'm not going anywhere." And he's like, "Well, then cozy up, buddy. We're
yeah,
hanging out."
yeah,
Yeah. And he's like, "They're gonna cut you open,"
they tried.
and he's like, "Well, they're gonna need a really big laser." And then they show him there's like a huge
Yeah, and
laser, and
he's
he's
like, "Oh my god, they've got a really big laser."
but it doesn't work. So Alan is really strong.
yeah,
And but when he comes back in the room, Omni-Man's like happy to see him. He's
yeah,
like, "You're still alive?" And he's like, "Ah, you were happy to see me.
yeah.
You like me."
He didn't want me
Like,
to die.
so I like that because that's building the resistance against the Viltrumite Empire.
Hmm.
Mark, Oliver, hopefully, we don't know.
Yeah,
The rest of the Guardians of the Globe, which are disbanded at the moment, and Omni-Man and Alan.
and Optimus Prime, or sorry, Viltrumite Prime, uh,
The
for
one who
the
turned Alan into fucking The Rock, basically.
he basically turned him into a Viltrumite, just
Yeah.
with whatever species he already was. You know, because every time he gets hurt and rebuilt, he comes back stronger, just like Viltrumites do.
Yeah. That's the were you talking about Alan?
Yeah,
Oh, that's the cool thing about I know I said it when we were talking about season 2, but that's the cool thing about Invincible is
yeah,
if you read it, he's like Doomsday kind of. Every
huh.
time he gets beat, like he gets stronger.
Yeah,
And that's what makes him invincible.
yeah,
There is a meaning behind the name.
yeah.
Uh, yeah, there really is like a really cool like background to that.
And they
Um,
even did that in the first episode of this season, where like they kept putting him through stuff like the GDA, the Global Defense,
mhm,
whatever that A stands for, um, or GDE. I don't know. It does matter.
whatever.
Um, and I think it was Cecil was like, if we keep this up, he might actually become. And then it's like invincible, you know,
Yeah.
because I love how they do that. They don't have like cold opens or just like let's do a 45-second scene to get
Mm,
you hooked and then run the credits. It's
yeah.
just the first time that his name comes up.
Yeah. Could be 5 minutes in, 10 minutes in.
I mean,
Yeah.
in season 1 there's one where it doesn't come up until halfway through the
Yeah.
or like 40 minutes in, and then there's only 8 minutes afterwards. Like, it's great.
Yeah. So this season, so like the previous seasons were like season 1, it was getting bloodier and bloodier and bloodier, right? The Invincible
Yeah.
like logo. Season 2, it was like shattering more and more and more,
Hmm.
which was like Mark's like mental state, right? That's what we kind of concluded.
Yeah.
And then this season, so far, only 3 episodes. The first episode, whatever. The second episode was the blue for Mark's um
Like
new
new
suit,
suit. Yeah.
and then episode 3 was red. And Nicole's like, "This is what I was telling you about earlier." She was like, "Oh, she's like, it changed again." She's like, "Why did it go red?" And I was like, "That's a good question." And then when they showed Oliver get his fucking suit. She goes, "Oh, that's why it was red." And I was like, "I should have fucking known that." And that makes me so mad. That makes me so mad that you figured that out before me.
Yeah, so join us next week with our new host.
Yeah, I'll be upstairs cooking dinner and taking care of the kid. Nicole will be down here.
It wouldn't be the same. She's pregnant. She can't drink.
I don't know. What do I mean? Do the Mahler twins?
Yeah.
Let's wrap this up.
I mean, we kind of already mentioned that Oliver
Yeah,
kills the Mahler twins.
yeah.
And also, we didn't mention that now Adam, Eve, and Mark are
Oh,
together.
Mark or
Yeah.
yeah, they're doing a lot of that.
They're tongue punching each other's fart boxes because they're
Oh God, I'm
progressive.
so glad when Amber came on the TV. I was like, no, why? And then like she was just like, oh, that's okay. I figured you guys were gonna hook up eventually. I'm seeing somebody too. He's a model and he lives in Canada. Uh,
Woo! If
she's
you're
the
as old as
worst.
us, you know someone that
Yeah,
said that.
I know somebody who knows somebody that has a girlfriend that lives in Canada. Um,
What?
when we first started, I shouldn't. Whatever.
We'll talk about it afterwards.
No, it's fine. No. I'll wait. Yeah, we'll talk about it
Yeah, well,
afterwards. That's fine.
that's
But
airing personal laundry for other people.
it's whatever. It's but anyways, I when she came on screen, I was like, God damn it! I thought we were done with this chick, and it was a pretty and gone. But
Yeah,
yes, Mark and Adam Eve are together. Um, we do see that somebody is like spying on them
yeah.
in episode 2, and we they don't really go into it, but in episode 3 at the end of the episode, something happens with that, and we have our theories.
The more that I thought about it, just because I don't fully, I can't fully commit to saying that yes, that was Sterling K. Brown's voice.
I can.
I mean, I trust you, but I feel like it's not registering in my head for that. So I have a different theory. So you do yours first, or I can do mine
I
first. I don't give a shit.
I think it's Angstrom from season 2, Sterling K. Brown, like you
Yeah.
said. I recognize the only reason I think that is because I recognized his voice before I came to that conclusion. I was like, "Oh shit, that's Sterling K. Brown," and then I was like, "Oh fuck, that's got to be Angstrom." But they never show his face, so you don't know who it is.
But it
But
looks like they're wearing a suit. And they keep
I,
going to the flashbacks of the dude that turns to stone that Mark helped. That's now like
yeah, the
running
guy who's
the
like running the city now.
yeah.
No.
I it might be
The
a
only
stretch,
reason
but
I'm gonna say
I'm thinking
the
that could be who it is also.
the only reason I'm gonna say no. Did you read ahead and you already know this and you're being a
No,
dick?
no, I have not
Okay.
read ahead.
Okay. The only reason I'm gonna say no to that is because that dude's like headquarters are like his desk overlooking the city. As where that person at the end of episode 3 was like in like a weird fucking
Like
who knows what it was,
tech
but it was like
thing,
yellow with like
bunch of screens.
I
Yeah,
yeah, it looked weird. It was very Inspector Gadget, like yes, like
yeah.
yeah.
I don't know. Like,
And the tech, that dude doesn't have the fucking
but he has a lot of people working for him. You know,
I
like
don't know. I think that was like some. We know that there's a multiverse in this comic book slash show. We
yeah,
know that there is a evil version of Mark, which if there is multiple versions of Mark, then there is multiple versions of Paul, I'm sorry. That was a joke. There are multiple versions of Angstrom, and I
We
think
didn't
this
even
is
talk
a
about multi-ball.
fuck multi-Paul. He's a
Yeah.
bitch.
Another tally. Another tally. You feral motherfucker. No, I'm just kidding.
Mark made a quick mess out of them.
Yeah, that was
That
rough.
was yeah.
But also, we learned last season that only one of those Langstrom Levies could, like, reach through the multiverse. But also, during that experiment gone wrong, like, he absorbed a lot of their personalities, so maybe one of them also absorbed his power. So it could be.
We have no idea. These are
Yeah.
theories. We
Yeah.
don't know. I haven't read. I didn't want to spoil it for myself, so I haven't read
Yeah.
any more of the book as of right now.
I'm gonna wait
So,
until this season is done, and
yep,
then
and I'm
I'm
gonna finish it.
gonna start from the beginning and read to wherever it ends.
Oh,
Cause
I've already read through some of it.
oh,
I just stopped myself when I got the news that it was coming out in February. I was like, I'm gonna wait.
so do you know that it's Langstrom and you're just being
I
a
do
dick?
not. Nope, I do not. I swear to God, I do not.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah, I could end up with fucking egg on my face at the end of this. I don't know.
He likes just egg whites.
I don't eat eggs at all. Well, I try not to. I have had eggs.
Yeah.
Um, anyways, this isn't what this podcast is about. Uh,
Well, I mean,
yeah,
we can wrap this up and
yeah.
close out the episode.
But before we close out this episode, we are going to talk about our honorable mentions. Chad, what do you got?
Well, I've been watching Mythic Quest season 4. I'm only a couple of episodes in, um, on Apple TV Plus. Really enjoying that show. Rob McElhenney. Um, yeah, it's a fun time. You recommended that I watch Green Book. I've
Mm-hmm.
only seen
And
clips of it online. I fucking loved it. It was so good.
it's such a good movie.
Holy shit, that movie was great.
Yeah.
And then I watched A Real Pain. It's Jesse Eisenberg wrote and directed it. It's him and Kieran Culkin. They play cousins, and their grandmother dies. So they go on a trip through Poland to do like a Holocaust tour. It was really good. It's only 90 minutes long, but it doesn't feel like it's a short movie, and it doesn't feel like it drags on. Like it feels like it's longer because of how good it is, not because it's slow and boring. I loved
There,
it.
there's a movie. I forget the name of it. It at the moment. But it's Owen Wilson and Ed Helms, where their mom tells them that their dad is like someone famous, and they go like looking for them. It's like a road trip movie. Um, anyways, this kind of seemed like that. I haven't seen it, the A Real Pain, but when it came out, I was like, I've seen this movie already. Um, but yeah, so
I haven't seen the one that you're talking about, but
yeah,
I'm assuming that they're very different.
I'm sure they are. It's just
Yeah,
yeah.
conceptually.
I'll watch it and I'll let you know.
Yeah.
What one's a comedy, so like
Oh yeah. I mean,
the
this
one I
has
saw,
funny moments.
yeah,
Cause
same thing. It's like it's a very dramatic movie, like it's heartbreaking and whatever, but it's also funny. It's Owen Wilson and Ed Helms. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like yeah. Um, but yeah, they just keep finding out whatever. This isn't anything
yeah.
about any of this,
Yeah.
but um,
What do you have for honorable mentions?
we watched Nosferatu.
Oh, so good.
Yeah, and um, I always sometimes well, we've talked about this. When I watch movies at home, I watch them with the subtitles on. My
Same.
wife is hard of hearing, and I've just become very accustomed to just watching everything with subtitles on, and it doesn't bother me at all like it used to when I was younger, and I was like, you know.
I don't want to read.
Uh,
Yeah.
but since this has become my new normal, I have picked up on a lot of stuff in movies that I that you wouldn't normally pick up on, like just certain things that have been said, and you're like, oh shit, I didn't realize that's what was said in that scene or whatever.
Hmm.
And I saw Nosferatu, and then I watched it at home with the subtitles on, and there's a part in there, one part that I picked up on because of the subtitles, and I was like, holy shit. And I told you about it, and you were like, that's crazy. Um, but spoiler alert, um, there is a scene after Thomas has already been, that's
Nicholas Holt.
Nicholas Holt's character has already been fed on by Nosferatu, and he escapes, and he is trying to get back to Ellen, his wife, because he knows that Nosferatu wants, or Count Orlok, sorry,
Yeah.
wants his wife. Um, and so he finally reaches home, falls off his horse. He's like barely awake. He's so weak, blah, blah, blah. And Aaron Taylor Johnson, they're staying with Aaron Taylor Johnson's character and his wife, Emma Corrin, um, at their home, whatever, at home. And,
Oh.
and, there's a part where Nas Count Orlok is still on the ship on his way to where they are so that he can try to fuck up everybody's lives.
Yeah.
Um, and Emma Corrin and Aaron Taylor Johnson, they have two twin daughters, and she's also pregnant with a boy at the time. Sorry, I'm trying to get there. I'm sorry.
No, you're
Uh,
fine.
and when they're tending to Thomas, somebody knocks on the door, and it's like 3 in the morning, and there's a part where Aaron Taylor Johnson's character is like, "Oh Christ, it's 3 in the morning. What do you want?" And then he finds out that the a ship crashed into the shore, and there's rats, and they're like, "Oh my God, it's a plague ship." Blah blah blah. When we watched that in theaters, you didn't notice anything, and neither did I,
Yeah.
right?
Correct.
Watching it with the subtitles on, uh, you can hear his twin daughters saying, when there's a knock at the door, they say, "Daddy, is that the monster?" Um, Showing the fact that Count Orlok has been in contact with his daughters prior
Right.
to his arrival. And if you have seen the movie, again, spoiler alert, he later kills those two girls.
Yeah.
So he was interfering with them as much as he was interfering with Ellen,
Yeah.
which is very interesting. And it was a very like subtle, like you don't, I didn't, I watched it in theaters with giant
Incredible
speakers and
sound.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, you just don't hear it. And with the subtitles on. So it's kind of interesting watching movies with subtitles on. You pick up on some stuff that you maybe not wouldn't normally.
Yeah.
But that's it. That's really, it's been a busy week. I
I
haven't got a chance to
I
watch a
have
ton.
become a subtitle person
Yeah.
because if I'm at your house, they're always on, and then I'm
Yeah.
just like, and then you're like, you pick up on extra stuff, and I was like, okay, let's do this, and now
Yeah.
they're always on. I did. I don't know if you had this problem, but with Invincible this past week, I had to turn mine off because they were so delayed.
So ours
Like the
weren't
timing was
delayed.
super off.
Ours weren't delayed, but every time, because I don't pay for like the expensive one, so it goes to commercial, right?
Yeah, same. I
But
just yeah.
every time it came back from commercial, the subtitles would be gone, and we would have to turn the subtitles off and then pause it, turn the subtitles off, turn them back on, and then hit play again, and then they would show back up.
I
Every single
I
commercial break.
noticed that too, but sometimes when I would turn them back on, it'd be like 30 seconds ahead or like 30 seconds behind. And I was
Really,
like, this is too much. So I just turned them
we
off and I
yeah, we didn't have that issue. It was just the fucking every single commercial break, it was like, okay, commercial's over, pause, turn the subtitles off, turn them back on, play,
Yeah.
and then they would start up again. It was just a pain in the ass. It was like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
That's it though. Yeah. Anyways, that's all I really watched this week. It's been a busy week. We got the, you know, the listeners don't need to know.
Absolutely. Well, for our listeners that you should know is that we love you, and if you like this show, please like, share, subscribe wherever you find this podcast or on any of our social medias. Please check out allthingsnerdpod.com. That is our website. It was built by Marty over at Digicat Tech. He is a wizard, so if you need help with digital
Okay.
marketing, everything, he's your go-to because we said so. Also, if you like other nerdy podcasts, such as like an actual play tabletop RPG type podcast, check out the Kobolds in the Basement podcast. It is in All Things Nerd production. This campaign is hosted by me. It's a lot of fun. Also, go to All Things Nerd or buymeacoffee.com/allthingsnerd to become a premium subscriber. But in the end of the day, we still love you. This has been the All Things Nerd podcast.